Hello everybody, welcome on in. This is the final Refrain round 1 and we have got a great collection of people playing today. Flaminghobo, considered by some to be one of the best players out there, and JG, who may be considered to be the best UK player out there. So without further ado, let's throw on over to the presentation I've been given. Boom. Hopefully the mic sounds alright and the music's all good. And I've thrown a bit of text on screen. I'll turn off Twitch chat for this bit, but they are in for the Crucible scene. So yeah, I've been doing some editing. Professional streamer over here. Welcome in everybody. Dark Drift, Mirth, Steel, Lucky Star Kongi, Stray, Cats and Dogs. Timing is everything this game. Yes. Alright, so this is the bracket. As you can see, 32 players, some of the best out there. And we will be covering Flaminghobo and JG. I have got some stats. I didn't make them, but I can talk about them. Oh, absolutely, Murph, absolutely. So, Flaminghobo, as recounted on the introductory stream. If you haven't watched that, go and watch it. They pull all the pairings and explain everything about this tournament. I'll do my best to explain as we go along. So, Flaminghobo over here is our first challenger for this game. As you can see, they're highly decorated in medals. Vault Tour still champions from before Ghost Galaxy's days, and in the new GG era, still collecting titles. And their winning deck of Y Haze the Isle Carpenter is what they'll be bringing to this game. And I believe they have to bring the same deck throughout the tournament, so they'll be bringing this deck throughout. Over on the other side, we've got GJ999. Sometimes letters are hard. I have had the pleasure of interacting and playing against this person, and I can confirm that the achievements are legit. I was there for some of them. I was there. Highly decorated in the UK. We don't run many events over here, but the ones we do, GJ's won a lot of them. So I'm expecting a good performance from the British player here. Come on, United Kingdom. But I'm unbiased. And we've got the decks. So Flaminghobo is bringing their patented Y Haze, the Isle Carpenter, a Vodka deck with a lot of nasty tools, and over on the other side, we've got another Vodka deck that gets haunted really fast. So, as you can see, SAS stats here, 110 versus 99. SAS isn't all that important once you get past like 95. Amber control, we've got Y Haze, has a bit more amber control. Expected amber's about the same. They both have ways of dealing with the artifacts, but I don't think any of painted AIs are particularly impactful. Obviously, we've got the two near future lens over here, so those will be important to get rid of. And then it's creature control. Painted AI's got a bit more of it. And yeah, Haze has got a little bit. Decks as a whole. Now you can see all the cards. I am no expert in Vodka. It's been banned from Alliance. I was going to bring Alliance to my store champs next week, but I can't bring Vodka, so I have to find something else. But in Archon, it's all legal. So we've got the usual stuff. This deck has probably been commented on many times, so hopefully I don't completely butcher the goal. But it seems to me like it just does standard stuff. But it doesn't just need Vodka to win. It doesn't just do Vodka to win. It's got obviously two double near future lens, double Palak. The Mehmet being Maverick is pretty cool. So we can archive some stuff in Star Alliance, like the Event Horizon. We have got Staff Sergeant Rhea, very strong card. Dixka, very strong card. I don't know how many artifacts, not upgrades this deck has, but I love Dixka, it's a cool card. double Void Prober, Xylo, a Rebel. So all that comes out on the same turn once you've archived all. Red Depth, target to archive the key abduction, so you can do it turn after turn. So this deck can, I think, yeah, win in like 2 turns or something. Let's go Flaminghobo. We've got some people fighting on the other team. And then GJ's deck. So, a fun fact: they have nothing to write. I don't think anyone's commented on this deck before, so I'll quickly throw through it. So we've got double Winds of Death, Key Abduction. We've got plenty of ways to get haunted. We've got the Scoobu. We've got the Boo. We've got In Here Somewhere. We've got 3 discard pips in the Ghostoid. We've got Ghost Tree over here, which has Scrap, discard 5. It's got a Reclaimed by Nature to take care of those pesky near future lenses. A Kangathon, a Haunting Witch. Double target to make the key abduction more consistent. Archiving it, tucking it away. Double scoop up. Jammer. Destructive analysis. A bunch of nasty stuff basically. Yes, Floxamore, I do agree. I think these games are going to be very quickly decided based on who sets up first. And that's the end of the slideshow. So let me move on over to our game. And I will remove the Swindle logo. And there are all your lovely people's text chat messages. I will let our players know that we're ready to go. And hopefully a game can be set up. Get rid of that. And hopefully the names are on the right side. Otherwise I'm going to have to do some quick on-the-fly adjustments. But the overlay is very helpful. So thank you to whoever created that for this tournament. Here we are. And I believe the password, yes, is shared with me. Do let me know if I need to zoom in a bit. I was having a nightmare trying to set up my my browser. But I believe it's big enough. You should be able to see everything. So for anyone who doesn't know what this tournament is, we're running best of 3 Archon. It's invite only. 32 of the best players around the world, and they're all throwing down for prizes and a chance to be the best of the best. This is round 1, so here we go from 32 players to 16. I've already watched some of the games that have been presented. The first one I watched was a complete destruction of Witch Queen. It was like a win turn 1, which is crazy. I never thought we'd see the day where an Archon deck could win turn 1, but Witch Queen does Witch Queen things. Yes. Let's do it. Yes, Murph. Murph's a slight correction there. 32 players by official OP participation and success. So not everyone got in. Oh, I can add my logo back. There I am. Proof of my commentary. No problem. I'll move myself slightly above the timer there. Well, it's a strong turn 1. As said, JG does discard the Ghost Tree to get themselves haunted very quickly. Unfortunately, does discard a Winds of Death and a Boo. But they do have a second one. And if all fails, Hobo also has a Winds of Death, but they'll both be trying to set it up for their benefit. We do see a bit of a board answer in the Lost in the Wild too, to thin out some of those creatures and throw them back in the deck. Near Future Lens coming down early. So silly. The DT memes will never end. I think Spears is a pretty important card in this deck, so it'd be good to get that gone very quickly if you're GJ. We see Staff Sergeant Rhea be played, and the Shrink Ray Technician fights the Kangafin. Yes, I can open the discard so people can see what was discarded. Quite an unfortunate discard with the Ghost Tree. Still, definitely doesn't decide the game this early. We do see a quick Mars turn from GJ here. Does get rid of the Helmsman Spears. And we do know exactly what Flaminghobo has. So it's got a bit of a Star Alliance turn, and naturally is going to play it. Already getting a bit of a board set up. Let's see if GJ has a way to answer it. As we see more Star Alliance cards be drawn. Well, just one. Exchange Officer is a phony Star Alliance card. It's not really Star Alliance. We see Mars be played once again. And the Red Death just thinning out the... and there's the Archive of Winds of Death. So if Flaminghobo does not have a quick answer, we could see GJ archiving a lot of cards here and Flaminghobo not getting a lot out of the Winds of Death. We see Geistoid be played. Tribute Collector coming out. Discarding a Red Death. Exchange Officer coming out. So 2 upgrades in the deck total. We see Duxka fighting into the Red Death here. And Snippy will do the final 2 damage, I imagine? Or picking out the Dew Fairy. Yeah, Dew Fairy gets taken out. And then, ooh, a nasty strong feeling to ready the 3 cards that had capture on. Yes, I think both players will have to be figuring out how Vodka is played when the other opponent also does Vodka stuff. The mirror matchup will be interesting to watch. I've not watched any games that have double Vodka going on. But a very strong turn from Flaminghobo there. They have 5 creatures in the discard that would be archived through Winds of Death if it was to be played this turn. And GJ has 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 if I count correctly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 or 10. I can't count. Untamed being played here. I waste not to draw 6 cards. If you're wondering why they were all in separate intervals, Scooby does Scooby things. If Scooby is in the discard pile, because people probably have never seen Scooby, it's a rare from Grim Reminders. If you would draw a card, you may choose to discard the top 3 cards to your deck and return Scooby instead. So another way of discarding loads of cards to play the Winds of Death. In the name, did I mess it up? Oh, I did. Okay, I change it quickly. Let's wait for this turn to finish. I can't spell either, it seems. Unprofessional streamer. Okay, it has been fixed. Why did nobody say anything? You guys just letting me live with my embarrassment. Yes, Scooby. Scooby has been prone to a few bugs on the TCO site. And a Kangafint coming down to maybe do some damage control with the board that exists at the moment. Well, GJ's all set up for Vodka. Have we seen the key abduction? We have not. And they didn't archive it. I don't know what they archived there. Oh, Winds of Death, of course. Yeah, Winds of Death's in there. Star Alliance. A relatively short turn. While I was messing about trying to fix names, the Near Future Lens was purged through Reclaimed by Nature. So, an extra card for Flaminghobo will no longer be happening. It's GJ's turn to decide, and we do see Geistoid being picked. Are we going to see the Winds of Death? There's the Ecto Charge, and there is the Winds of Death. So it's game on. Both players will have every creature in their discard pile archived. And may the quickest forger win, I suppose. GJ will definitely have key abduction next turn. Whether Flaminghobo has it or not, it's a 1 out of 17 chance, or 6 out of 17 chance. And archiving the Winds of Death once again. Unfortunately, won't get any value out of the Cavern destroying Mehmet there. Yes, it is. It's certainly a risky thing to play. But I suppose the odds are in your favour that Flaminghobo doesn't have the key abduction. I can imagine before Near Future Lens was purged as well, GJ is probably aware of about 1 or 2 cards in Flaminghobo's hand that he still knows Hobo holds. So a Reaver, a Haunted House, and a Memrox. So we haven't seen the Memrox or the Haunted House. So we know at least 2 cards in Flaminghobo's hand, I believe. And the Memrox is gone. Maybe not. Maybe not. It's hard to track sometimes. Winds of Death just blows everything up. I can tell you. There is Hobo's discard. Yes, there is a lot of cards that are hard to track on TCO. Whereas if you did it on if you did it in person, it'd be a lot easier to see. You are very welcome. And here's GJ's discard if you would like to see it. Here's 1 card. Oh, we do see Mars coming out. This could be rough. We'll see a discard from the Rebel. Probably something with a scrap effect, if I had to guess. Yes, so ready and use a friendly creature. So we'll Reap with Xylo to play the Shrink Ray Technician, then Ironix Rebel resolves, so then Xylo's readied again, and Proliferator's ready as well. We'll see Proliferator ready, Reap itself, archive the Mars first. Xylo will now replay the Ironix Rebel, which will come in ready, which means both Mars cards will re-ready themselves. And then Ironix Rebel can fight itself back into Reaver if Xylo wants to play it for a 3rd time. And does choose to do that. So if we don't see the key abduction here, what we're going to see instead is a big burst of a turn. And the Helmsman Spear, this is discarded as well. So Flaminghobo will draw no cards. We will assume they do not have the key abduction. If they did, they likely would have played it. We do see an Ecto Charge unseen. Well, we don't see an Ecto Charge. The Ecto Charge is unseen. So if GJ does pass it back, Flaminghobo might have the Ecto Charge and might have more than enough amber to forge from it. They have double target, so they don't need to. All they have to do is play the key abduction and then archive it. So it shouldn't be much of a loop. If I understand Wodka right, that is, anyway. Ghost Tree discarding 5 cards. We do know that GJ also has an Ecto Charge. And that is not in the discard pile. Flotsam Spewer will be played, discarding a Witch of the Spore to deal 3 damage to Xylo. One can only imagine how broken Grim Reminders would be if they also had house enhancements in this set. The Key Abduction is played. The target will archive the Key Abduction. Yeah, we don't need to, yeah, exactly that. We don't need to imagine more ways for Grim Reminders to be broken. It's broken enough. It's broken enough. So I believe this just comes down to whether Hobo has the Exo Charge and whether they have enough Amber to forge from it. Because I'm about 90% sure they don't have Key Abduction, and I'm not seeing another out. I believe that would be their only fighting chance. The Grabber Jammer will I can't speak. It will tax them and Amber. So Flaminghobo will forge for 7. Does bring the modular exoskeleton back. Perhaps we're going for... No, Event Horizon is gone. So that'd be a crazy way to win. Event Horizon into Key Abduction. I think if we were going for the Exo Charge win, we'd probably want to keep the exoskeleton in hand in the discard. So we do see Mars played. Did they have the Key Abduction all along? Mars first will get rid of the tax. Oh, they're hoping for the draw. Did they draw Key Abduction? We do not know yet. Now I see the plan. Yeah, hoping to draw it. They're going to have a second attempt to draw it here. Did they get it? God, Haze is so nasty. As I've been watching it be played, I'm like, oh, we can forge with Event Horizon. Oh, the Red Death can draw the Key Abduction, but they did not. So GJ will take the first game here. GG's. I'm going to head over here, and we're giving someone a point. They both over there? Okay, yeah, let me move one down. And I need to put over everything else. Boom. And then I just get rid of this one. There we are. Point to GJ. Flaminghobo is going to copy the log. I trust Flaminghobo to do it. I will copy it too, just in case. What a crazy game one, though, eh? GJ just deciding to pop the Winds of Death and saying to Hobo, if you've got it, you win. But if I've got it, well, I definitely have it, so I'm going to win. I like the balls. I like it. Hey, the more people that copy it, the better, Murph. And I noticed we do have another Keyforge content creator in the chat that is not currently involved in Final Frame, in SCS Steel. They run a podcast, Help from Future Self. You can find it on Spotify. I'm not being paid to say this, but I do listen to it, and it's a good podcast. Yes. Sorry, I'm yapping over here. I've got both players waiting. Of course, all Keyforge content is appreciated. We need more of it. Flaminghobo might have disconnected. Oh no, the rematch feature disconnected. Fair enough. Boom. The overlay is going to look a little bit janky, but once we're in the game, everything should line up once more. So this could be the final game. Or Flaminghobo could tie it up. Let's find out in game 2. I've noticed there's no choosing if you lose the first game. I don't know if that's intentional or not. I don't know if you lose the first game, do you then get to decide if you play first in the second game? I wasn't sure if I saw that in the rules. I think that's how it is. Fair enough. Oh, losers should get to choose. Do you want me to bring it up? Well, I mean, they're already off to the races, so. GJ playing a quick Geistoid turn. Flaminghobo following up by an event Horizon into Mars first. Then GJ will play down a Fangtooth Cavern, a Rot Feast, will reclaim their own Fangtooth Cavern for an Amber and a draw, so that Witch of the Spore does not just get destroyed this turn. We won't draw anything off Cavern that they can play. Oh, did the names flip? I hope not. They did. Hold on, I can fix it. Or can I? They're locked, hold on. Of course the name's flipped. And then I'll move there. Scores around. I need to move this one. Okay. Oh, it was wrong. It was wrong last time? Was it? God, I'm such an unprofessional streamer. You guys were supposed to point that out. I can't even see my overlay, so I am not to blame here. We've missed so much. I trust the audience was keeping up with the game, because I was not. Okay, is everything right this time? First, Flaminghobo's name was wrong. And then no one seemed to tell me that actually there was more than just the name wrong. They were on the wrong sides. It's alright. They're all good for game 2, I think. Unless anyone sees anything else. Alright, back to the game. We see GJ getting haunted very fast with the ghost tree. Let's have a look to see what's in their discard. We see 1 Winds of Death, the Boo, and the Inn here somewhere. So the Winds of Death, the second Winds of Death is still lurking, and we haven't seen the key abduction. And over on Flaminghobo's side, we have a couple of creatures in the discard pile, and no Winds of Death, and no key abduction just yet. I wonder if Reclaimed was worth holding for the near future lands. I believe it does a lot of work in Haze. Yeah, in a fast-paced match like this, chains are probably not worth it. GJ going straight into Winds of Death here. They'll archive the Winds of Death immediately, and they'll discard a Haunted House. So with no key abduction spotted, it's statistically likely that GJ has it in hand, or will draw it very soon. But it does give Flaminghobo some tools back. So Flaminghobo has the potential to get ahead. Yeah, both targets in the archive. Is that what we're referring to? Both targets in the archive. We do see Mars get picked, so this could start to look bad, but they do have the Xylo nastiness going on. So at the very least, we'll make a lot of amber this turn, I suspect. Red Death will not currently ready because there's only 9 cards in the discard. There it goes. It will now ready. Targets played. I can imagine we'll probably see an Event Horizon on Mars first be archived, or even a Strong Feeling. Event Horizon is tucked away. And out comes the Ionix Rebel, which will discard Infiltrator. So target will, I can imagine, archive itself along with Event Horizon, and Xylo will bring back a card and stop GJ forging this turn. So we see Near Future Lens be drawn and a Memrox be drawn. So we know Flaminghobo doesn't, or likely doesn't have the key abduction. Again, could be hiding it. No, we would have known with Near Future Lens whether they have it or not. So Flaminghobo does not have their key abduction. Oh, were they not haunted? Oh, they weren't haunted, so Prober didn't prop. I wonder if that was a mistake. By letting GJ forge here. This might be it. So because there was only 9 cards in the discard pile, after Xylo played the Void Prober, it could no longer get its haunted after Reap effect off. So GJ will forge a key. So intense. You've got to fight the spears, surely. Oh, no, it takes out the Ionix Rebel. Oh, and has the splash too. Flotsam Spewer actually doing something for once in its existence. Very cool. And we see Mars first be archived. Are we going to see the key abduction? I can imagine. Maybe there's a key abduction looking. There it is. And things go from bad to worse for Flaminghobo here, who has to find some sort of counter next turn. Otherwise, GJ will be playing the key abduction next turn. And this all maybe came down to Flaminghobo letting GJ forge their first key. We see Star Alliance be picked. We might see an Event Horizon pull something spicy here. The Xylo is tucked away. An Exo Charge is grabbed. And still no key abduction for Flaminghobo here. The Exo Charge does not quite have enough in the discard to forge with. We see Helmsman Spears going for a Reap. Seeing how many cards they will draw. We will know what they draw because of the near future lens. And everything's just happened so fast. So we'll discard a bunch of cards. They are drawing like crazy right now. Did we see? revealed it, so it was discarded. And that will be that. GJ will take the second game and the set, and we'll be moving on to round 2. What a crazy couple of games. An unfortunate bottom deck for Flaminghobo for both games, their key abduction not appearing when they needed it. And Flaminghobo acknowledging the Void Prober turn. Goodness gracious. GG's everybody. So GJ acknowledges that the Red Death was in play and would have given extra draws. See, I didn't even think about this. So this is a sign of a top tier player here, folks. GJ thought about the Red Death coming into play and getting extra draws. I would have never even have considered that, but this is the caliber of players that we are spectating. And I will copy the chat logs in case anyone forgets. Someone needs to go back in the stream and count how many times I see key abduction. I want a running count. Yeah. Flaminghobo acknowledging that discarding the Shrinkway would have stopped GJ's first key. But that's Keyforge. These things happen. What a thrilling set of games, though. See if I can move back over to our bracket. Yes, so if I can find an easy way to show off the bracket. I can just show off the old one, I suppose. Let me go into studio mode. Okay. All right, I think I have it. Transition. There we are. We can see that GJ will go on to face Varghast in round 2, starting on the 9th of March. Okay, well that just about does it from me. Thank you all for tuning in. I think this has been my most viewers, so thank you to everyone who chatted. Thank you to all those that watched. I'm sure the UK crowd, including me, will be very happy for GJ. And commiserations to Flaminghobo for some tough games there. No, thank you all for coming in. I will be back for Riku's game on the 7th of March, 9th of March. When is Sunday? The 9th of March. I'll be back on the 9th of March to stream Riku's game. He's facing off against Lorenzo. And I may be commentating another game. We'll see. All the casting help is coming in clutch. Anyway, thank you all for coming in, and I'll see you next time. Laters.